Hey guys, my name is Sunny and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about how to count numbers in Mandarin Chinese. Without further ado, let's get started. Hey guys, so today I'll be teaching you guys how to count numbers in Chinese from 0 to the 10,000s. So without further ado, let's get started. First, I'll be pronouncing the pronunciations of 0 to 10. So here we go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And once you have those 11 numbers memorized, now we can do more numbers. So for example, let's say we want to say the number 54. All right, so the first thing you're going to think of, 54 consists of 5 of tens and 4. So all you need to say is 5, 10, and 4. That sounds pretty easy, right? So that will be 5, 10, 4. One more time, 5, 10, 4. So that will be the number 54 for you. And let's say if you want to say the number 16. 16 consists of 1 10 and 6. So all you need to say is 10 and 6. That will be 16. So one more time, 16, 16. All right, so let's say we want to say the number 92. All you need to think of is 92 consists of 9 of tens and 2. So what you need to say, needless to say, is 9 of tens and 2. So 9, 12. One more time, number 92 will be 9, 12. All right, so that's how to count numbers within the 100. Let me write down the character of 100 for you guys. And here is the pinyin. I'll be mark the tone on top of A because A has a higher priority than I. So here is 百. That means 100 in Chinese. It doesn't mean 100 or 200. It simply as a measurement. It just means 100. So if you want to say 100, it will be 100. 200 will be 200. All right. So within 100, there's something special, out of the ordinary. So for example, here's our tens digit and here's our 100 digits. So let's say whenever you have the number 1 on the tens digit, so let's say if the number is 615. Normally for the number 15, it just pronounced as 15. So 15, it means 10 and 5. So that's 15 for you. But whenever you encounter numbers above 100, for numbers like this, whenever you have the number 1 on the tens digit, it is pronounced as 10. So one more time, whenever you have the number 1 on the tens digits, for any numbers bigger than 100, it will be pronounced as 10. So for example, this number 615, it will be 615. All right, so let's get on to more practice. For example, let's say if my number is 211, that will be 211. 211. So for example, 714, that's my new example. That will be 714. 714. All right, so another number, let's say if it's 918. So that would be 918. 918. Alright, so just remember to say 10 whenever you see 1 on the tens digits for numbers bigger than 100. Alright, so that's number hundreds. And let's move on to the numbers within the thousands. So here's the character for 1,000. And here is the pinyin. One more time, I'll be marking the tone on top of A because A has the higher priority in all the vowels within this pinyin. So that is pronounced as 千, qi, yi, an, 千. So 千 means thousands in Chinese. It doesn't mean 1,000 or 2,000. So just think of it as a measurement. It just means thousands. Alright, so within the thousand, there's also another special rule that I want to introduce to you guys. So for example, here's what my number looks like. Tens digits. Here's the hundreds digits, and here's the thousands digits. Alright, so previously, in the previous page, I have said 200 is pronounced as 211. And here, I'm going to tell you that whenever the number on the hundreds digits, let's say if it's 2, you actually have a choice of pronunciation. So you can either pronounce it as 2. So 200 will be 200. Or you can actually pronounce it as 2. So 200 will become 200. But here's where you draw the line. So starting from the thousands and anything beyond the thousands. So let's say if it's 2,000, 20,000, 200,000, 2 million, 2 billion, anything above that, whenever you see the number 2, starting from the thousands, it must be pronounced as 2. So what I mean is 2,000 in Mandarin Chinese, it will be pronounced as 2,000. So 2,000. I'll just conclude one more time. If it's 200, you have a choice. So you can pronounce it as 200 or 200. However, starting from the thousands, anytime you see the number 2, it must be pronounced as 2, and there's no more options anymore. It must be pronounced as 2. So 2,000 will be 2,000. 2,000. Alright, so now let's go for a little practice. Let's say, here's my number. Over here, it will be pronounced as 2,022. 2,022. Alright, let's say this is my number. Here, this number will be pronounced as 1,214. 1,214. Or you can pronounce it as 1,214. 1,214. And that's because when 2 is on the hundreds digits, you have a choice of either pronouncing it as 200 or you can say as 200. Alright, now let's go for another example. Here I'll be introducing a new rule in Chinese. So whenever you're counting numbers, whenever you see the number zeros in between numbers, as long as the zeros are together, right next to each other, I mean consecutively, you just have to pronounce 1 0. So here, I'll be pronouncing this number as 7,001. 7,001. It doesn't matter how many zeros are in between numbers. As long as they're together, you just have to pronounce one number, 1 0. Alright, so here comes another example. Zeros are separated, but here, don't worry. This one will be pronounced as 3,010. 10. So following the rule we have said earlier, whenever you see the number 1 on the 10th digit, it's pronounced as 10. 3010. 3010. Alright, if you guys have any questions regarding the pronunciation of numbers, you guys can always leave a comment down below in the comment box. Here we'll be moving on to 10,000s. This character is pronounced as 万. 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 So if you have trouble pronouncing this tone, you can just use your upper teeth to bite your lower lips and just pronounce 万. 万. Okay, perfect. So here comes a little confusion for some people, because in English we will say 10,000 as in actually 10 of thousands. So here it doesn't work like that. In Mandarin Chinese, every 10,000 is 万. Every 10,000 is 万. You think of 万 as in a measurement. So if it's one of the 10,000, it'll be 一万. So 10,000 will be 一万, and 20,000 will be 两万, with regard to the rule that we have talked about earlier. Starting from the thousand, anytime you see 2, it's pronounced as 两. So if it's 20,000, it'll be 两万. 两万. Alright, and within the 10,000s, there isn't any special rule to follow. So let's just go ahead and try some examples. So first of all, let's try some of the examples that I think is a little tricky. For example, this number, it'll be pronounced as 两万零222. 20,222. Or this number can be pronounced as 20,222. 20,222. So you have the choice of pronouncing 200 as 200 or 200. Alright, let's go ahead with another example. Here you see I have 2 zeros here. So whenever you see 2 zeros or even more than 2 zeros, as long as the zeros are together, you just pronounce 1 zero. So 10,016. 10,016. 10,016. Alright, let's proceed with another number. This number, 7,102. 7,102. Alright, let's try more examples. As more practice, the more we get comfortable. So for example, this is my new number, 62,000. So that will be 62000. 62000. So whenever you see zeros at the end of the number, they are not pronounced. So one more time, here comes a new rule. Whenever you see zeros at the end of numbers, zeros are not pronounced. Alright, let's try another one. Here's our new number. This one will be pronounced as 90100. One more time, that'll be 90100. 90100. Alright, very good. And here will be our last number for today. This number, 50,410. 50,410. Alright guys, and that consists all the numbers for today. If you guys have any questions for today, please leave a comment down below in the comment box, and I'll try my best to respond to you guys. Alright guys, that's it for my video today. If you liked today's video or if you think my video have been helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!